All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready for our first math activity of our second round of virtual learning. And so hopefully you will get a chance to kind of practice some of the skills while we're teaching it today. But then we're really going to do a lot of the work when we meet in our math small groups. So last time we did not have small groups for math. We just were kind of meeting and going over some different things in our small groups. But now we're not only going to get to see you in the morning for our phonics and our reading, but then I will get to see you again in the afternoon to kind of do some of the work that goes along with this math lesson. So you should be watching this lesson before you come to small group, because we're going to learn how to do it. And then when small group, you're going to practice how to do it. But to get us started, every day we're going to do just a quick number corner so we can continue counting the days that we've been in school, because this is still a day in school. And then we're also going to take a look at our calendar activities, which right now is our fractions. So if you can see here, I've got our number corner activities, and we're going to look at calendar, and we're going to look at how many days in school. So here we go. All right, there is our virtual calendar. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? All right, so you can see all of the different pieces that we've turned over here in November. And today is November 23rd. So we're going to be focusing on that 23rd piece. Now, I said before that we have been working on fractions, which is either parts of a group or parts of a whole. And so if we look at some of our pictures, we see that there's how many cookies right here? The very top on number 1. There's one whole cookie. Now here on number 3, there's one whole cookie, but it's broken into how many pieces? Right, 2 pieces. And so we would say that this piece is a half and the other piece is a half. So let's go to number 5. Can everybody see number 5? Great. So there is one whole cookie, but how many pieces is that cookie broken into? It's broken into 4 pieces. So we would say that one of these pieces is one piece out of all 4 pieces, or 1/4. Let's shift our eyes all the way down to number 23. 2 groups of 10 and 3 left over. 23. Can everybody find 23 for me? Here's our 23. All right. So if we look at 23, we have a cracker. We have one whole cracker. But think in your brain, how many pieces is that cracker being broken into? Oh, think in your brain. All right. How many pieces is that cracker broken into? 1, 2, 3. Let me see. 4 pieces. So we would say that one part of that cracker is 1/4 of it, because there's 4 total pieces. And if we eat one piece of that, we are eating 1/4 of that cracker. Let me go ahead and erase that off. So if I'm looking at our calendar and I'm looking at number 24, and I look at the pattern, here we have a cookie and one bear. We have 1/2 of a cookie, another half of a cookie, and 2 dogs. 2 pieces, 2 dogs. If I look at our cookie at the top, we have 4 pieces and 4 Are those mice? 4 mice. Let's go down here. I have 4 pieces to my cracker. One piece of it is 1 out of 4, or 1/4. What do you think is going to be on our card for tomorrow? Some of you said it's going to be an animal. How many animals are going to be on my picture tomorrow? Go ahead and say it out loud. Okay, some of you said there was going to be 4 animals. I heard a couple say 2. Let's see. There are 4 animals because each animal would get 1 piece of the cracker, and there are 4 pieces of the cracker. All right, so we'll take a look at that tomorrow when we do our number corner. Let's go back and see. How many days in school? It's been kind of tricky because we had Wednesday off, and then we had 2 half days, then we had a full day today, and another half day tomorrow. Let's take a look at our days so far in school. We're going to first count by 5s. Remember, this is 5 up to that black line, and then another 5. So we're going to go ahead and count by 5s. And when we don't have any more 5s left, we'll just count by 1s. So let's take a look here. And we have, count with me, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Oh, wait, you can't say 65 because it's not a whole group of 5 yet. So we're at 60. Now let's count by 1s. 61, 62, 63. So we were in 63. We had 63 days of school. If we add 1 to it, how many days do we have now? 64. Right, now let's count by 10s. And when all the 10s are gone, then we can count by 1s. So remember, this whole group here is a group of 10. It's kind of like our 10 sticks or our trains of 10 cubes. So let's count by 10s to count the days in school. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now stop, because we don't have a new group of 10, so we have to count by 1s. We were at 60. Now count by 1s. 61, 62, 63, 64. You got it. 64 days for today. So let's take a look here at our how many days we were in school. So we're going to have to write 2 numbers. One number, oops, I clicked the wrong button. There we go. One number is going to be our groups of 10. The other number is going to be our groups of 1. We said that it was 64 days. 64. How many groups of 10 would that be? Well, it's not 60 groups of 10. How many of those trains did we see? We didn't see 60 trains. We saw 6 trains. This 6, because it's in the groups of 10 spot or the 10 place value spot, means 60, but it's just 6 groups of 10. And we said it's 64. So how many 1s were left over? How many X's were by themselves? You're right. There's 4 X's that were by themselves. that shows us how many ones are left over in the number 64. So we've been in school for 64 days now. All right. So we were able to update our calendar and we updated how many days of school we were in. Now let's get to our math lesson. Here's your target. You should be able to do this by the end of our small group time. Some of you will be able to do it now, and then we're all going to practice at small group, and everyone should be able to do it by the end of our small group. It says, I can use a number line to add and subtract. I can use a number line to add and subtract. Raise your hand for those who have already used a number line before. I should see everybody's hand in the air because when we do our frog jumps on those decade days, everybody was using a number line. So we're going to use a number line to add and subtract, and you will know you're successful when you can answer the questions correctly during small group. So it says, I can use a number line to add and subtract. I will know I am successful when I answer the questions correctly during small group. So we're going to learn how to do it right now. We'll practice a little bit, and by small group time, we're going to practice a lot. So here's a number line. This number line goes from 0 to 10. I'm kind of blocking it a little bit. But we're going to use the number line, and we're going to do some jumps like this frog might jump to help us with adding and subtracting. Let's check it out. All right, so here is our number line going all the way across. We're going to focus mainly on the numbers 0 through 10 today. 0 through 10 today. And we're going to always start at 0 as kind of our place marker. And we might be jumping forwards or backwards. When we jump forwards, we are adding because our number is getting greater. Our sum, our answer is getting greater. And when we're subtracting, we're going to jump backwards. So we're going to practice adding going forwards and jumping backwards to subtract. All right, let's take a look at our first problem here. 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2. So we'll start at our 0, and we're going to do 4 jumps and then 2 more. So if I do, let me get my pen here, 4 jumps, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have to add how many? 2. I'm going to add 2. 1, 2. What is my answer? It's 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. Would there be maybe a faster way I could use my number line to add 4 plus 2? I could start at the larger number and count on, couldn't I? I could say, let me erase that off of there. I could say, all right, my larger number is 4, and I can take 2 jumps, 1, 2, and I also get 6. So I went from 0 to 4 in one big jump, and I mainly started at 4 and counted on 5, 6. both ways works, or both ways work. And so I have 4 and 2 more is 6. I get the answer 6 on both of my number lines. When you're using your number line during small group, you can either start with a bigger number and count on, or you can start at 0 and jump the first number and then count on from there. But I told you we're not only going to add, but we're going to subtract. So let's take a look at a subtraction problem. This one says 6 minus 2 equals blank. What number am I going to start on if it says 6 minus 2? Right, I'm going to start at the number 6. I'm going to start at the number 6, and how many jumps am I going to take for minus 2? I'm going to take 2 jumps. Now this one says minus, so am I going to jump forward or am I going to jump backward? I'm going to jump backward because I'm taking away, and when we subtract, our number should get smaller. So we're going to jump backward 2 spots. 1, 2. What's my answer, everybody? 4. Good work. All right. So let's take a look at another example. Whoops. This one says 3 plus 2. Now I can start at the 0 and jump 3 spots and jump 2 more. Or I can start at the 3, the larger number, and jump 2 more. That's the way that I'm going to do it. I'm going to start at my big number 3, and I'm going to take 2 hops. 1, 2. What's my answer, everybody? 5. You got it. Let's take a look at my subtraction problem. This one says 5 minus 2. So I'm going to start at the number 5, and I'm going to take away 2. So when I take away, which way am I going? Forward or backward? I'm going to go backward. So I start at 5. Whoops. And I'm going to jump back 2. What's my answer? 3. Now, some of you might have figured out that these are kind of like fact families. We have 4 plus 2 equaled 6. And then we had 6 minus 2 equals 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So we're showing some of those fact family equations in here. All right, let's do just a few more, and I'm going to give you time to kind of practice it on this board here too. So let's see if you can get the correct answer. Four plus 3. Go ahead and use that number line that you have on your screen here to figure out what 4 plus 3 equals. What's my answer, everybody? 7. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Mrs. Fonner, we already know 4 plus 3 is 7. I hope, though, that some of you started at 4 just to practice, and you did your 3 hops forward to see the number 7. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Let's try this one. 7 minus 7. Well, don't shout it out. I want you to try to actually do the hops on the screen so you can practice a little bit. All right, that's an easy one. We start at 7 and we're taking how many jumps? We're taking 7 jumps. And we know that when we have one number minus the same number, it's going to equal what, everybody? It's going to equal 0. There's our 7 jumps backwards. All right, here's our last two. I'm going to show them both to you. Go ahead and solve 5 plus 4 using that number line, and then 9 minus 4 using the number line. All right, so if we did 5 plus 4, you can either start at 0 and jump to the 5, and then jump 4 more, and you get the answer of 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. And for our subtraction problem, we're going to start at 9, and we're going to jump backwards 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so our answer would be 5. How many of you got those correct? Excellent. All right. So today, during your small group, you will need a pencil and your math packet, pages 20, 21, and 22. So this math packet came home with you on Monday, or if you were absent, it came with you on Tuesday. They were in your purple folder. You had 2 math packets in your purple folder. You're going to look for pages 20, 21, and 22. Page 20 is going to look like the page that's on the screen right now. It has a number line from 0 to 10. We will use these 3 pages and your pencil during your small group time, and we will practice the skill of adding and subtracting on the number line. So remember, our target was I can add and subtract using a number line, and you're going to know you're successful when you bring those number lines to small group today and you can show me what you know about adding and subtracting using the number line. I can't wait to see you on your small group. Make sure you have your materials. Bye-bye.